Job hunting after college was a bust, so I started a company specializing in catching cheaters. Business boomed from day one. Success piled upon success, and the money poured in. I was blinded by this sudden windfall. Then, right before Valentine's Day, I received a gift from my boyfriend. I opened the box to find a beautiful gold bracelet, big, heavy, valuable, gorgeous. But it would have been perfect if the gold card inside hadn't been addressed to my aunt. 01. My aunt had been single her entire life, for over 30 years. She was sophisticated, beautiful, and had real talent after returning from studying in Germany. She transformed our family's small workshop into a massive factory that generated millions in revenue daily. Meanwhile, my boyfriend was just a regular computer science student who always wore a white t-shirt, shorts, and canvas sneakers, looking like he was carrying the world on his shoulders. If it weren't for his face and body, his fashion sense would make any self-respecting dog shake its head. I couldn't wrap my head around how this simple, honest-looking engineering student had managed to hook up with my sophisticated CEO aunt. In my years of catching cheaters, I'd seen so many ethically bankrupt situations, guys who leached off their girlfriends and were still unfaithful and mentally abusive. I'd broken up so many couples that I thought I was beyond being shocked. I wanted someone honest and reliable. And who knew this honest person? He was not only cheating, but he was cheating with my aunt. I forced myself to calm down. Maybe there was a misunderstanding? Just then, a message popped up from my boyfriend, Daniel Wright. Emily Carter, did you get your Valentine's Day gift? I picked it out especially for you. Didn't you say you liked it? A memory surfaced from the depths of my mind. I had mentioned offhandedly that I liked gold jewelry. But how was he going to explain the name on the card? Before I could ask, another message read. Ved. Baby, I have an internship and I have to work overtime these days. I won't be able to see you. Ding dong. He sent me a red envelope with a bunch of sweet nothings. Here's a little something for you to buy yourself something good to eat and drink. I'll come to see you when I'm done with overtime, baby. I opened the red envelope to find Instagram yuan. I burst out laughing in anger. Not long ago, he'd complained that his shoes didn't fit, and I'd sent him 3,000 yuan to buy new ones. When you're in love, you tend to overlook a lot of things, but looking back, he was unbelievably cheap, even expecting me to pay for our hotel rooms. He always played the poor card, saying he had no money and that I needed to be understanding now that I owned a company. But who was understanding of me? I'm just a young woman who gets pushed to the ground by crazy cheating men, cursed by their angry partners, even stabbed in the back by the clients I'm supposed to be protecting when they accuse me of hitting on their men and slap me across the face. I also wanted someone to protect me. Every penny I earned was hard-earned. Looking at the gold bracelet in the box, I laughed, a bitter, angry laugh. He sends me an Instagram yuan red envelope, but is willing to buy my aunt a gold bracelet. Daniel Wright, you are truly ruthless. I kicked the box to the ground and, as I headed out, I saw my aunt holding the same delivery box. She was beaming with happiness and greeted me warmly. Emily Carter, it's cold outside. Come on in. I was torn. Should I tell her? But based on my experience with previous clients, she probably wouldn't believe me. Still, I stopped her. Aunt, is your boyfriend named Daniel Wright, a senior in the computer science department at Stanford University? 02. My aunt looked puzzled. How did you know? Did you go out of your way to investigate him? Don't worry, Daniel Wright is a good person. I've tested him. I couldn't bring myself to say the next words. Aunt, he's also my boyfriend. My aunt, who's dating for the first time, would freak out. I wondered what Daniel Wright had given me, so I followed her inside. My aunt opened her box to reveal a row of AD calcium milk drinks nestled in a bed of raffia paper. Childish and cheap. Especially compared to the gold, it made my love seem as worthless as those drinks. But my aunt happily clutched them to her chest, looking as if she'd found a treasure. Like a little girl, she excitedly looked for a bag to put them in. I hesitated several times until my aunt found the card hidden beneath the raffia paper. The card was unusually sloppy, barely even qualifying as a card. Half an A4 sheet of paper, with printed English words on the back. I leaned in for a closer look. It read, "Zhao, crossed out, Emily Carter, I will never regret meeting you. May we continue forward together. It's you I love, it's you I cherish." Unbelievable. He even misspelled my name. The rest of it was probably just copied from the internet. My eyes instantly turned red. I felt like all my efforts were worthless. My mind felt torn. Was this the same person who warmed my feet with his stomach at night and remembered to prepare beef for me during my period? My aunt looked at it, puzzled. Huh? Emily Carter, did they deliver the wrong package? But I used my phone number. I sneered, tears welling up in my eyes. It's not the wrong package. It's a gift from your boyfriend to me. My aunt seemed taken aback. Her brow furrowed slightly, as if she understood something. She bit her lip, her eyes filled with reluctance. I looked at the mermaid tail necklace around her neck, the one Daniel Wright had given me for our first anniversary. He said it symbolized our love. Even if I turned into a mermaid, he would follow me to the bottom of the ocean. Those vows now seemed like a cruel joke. Fake, fake, all fake. I took the initiative. My boyfriend is named Daniel Wright, about 5 feet 11 inches, likes to part his hair in the middle, has a mole at the corner of his eye, looks like a fox, fair-skinned, and blushes easily. My aunt understood what I was getting at and continued, my boyfriend is also named Daniel Wright, studies computer science, likes to slick his hair back, wears suits, looks like a fox, fair-skinned, and is quite the player. Aside from a few discrepancies, the basic information was the same. My aunt and I pulled out photos of each other's boyfriends. Sure enough, it was the same person. Daniel Wright acted like an innocent, harmless guy with me, while with my aunt, he played the social elite, a player who was devoted to only her. It turned out that you do laugh when you're extremely angry. Ha ha ha. My aunt's hand trembled as she held her phone. Her eyes were red, and tears welled up, looking as if her world had just collapsed. My aunt had been single for over 30 years, and her first relationship was with such a high-level scumbag. It was truly unfair. I couldn't bear to say anything else and turned to leave, but my aunt stubbornly grabbed my hand. Aunt, I met him 3 months ago. 3 months ago, he lied to me and said he had to work overtime to entertain some old woman with drinks for work and couldn't get away. My aunt's hand trembled as she held mine, gripping it tighter and tighter, making my arm ache. Old woman! Rather than prolong the pain, it was better to cut to the chase. I continued, Daniel Wright told me he had no family, that he was an orphan. I felt sorry for him, so I even paid for the apartment. Tears streamed down my aunt's face. He told me he had a grandfather who sold tea, and business wasn't doing well this year, so I bought 30,000 yuan worth of tea. Old woman aunt, he even proposed to me a month ago. Everyone in the company saw it. At the time, I thought I was the happiest woman in the world. I finally didn't have to deal with being pressured to get married and had found someone to spend my life with. Looking back now, the compliments from my colleagues felt like boomerangs hitting my heart, both painful and disgusting. I rolled my eyes in anger. Was it around the time before the new year that he told me he needed to buy shoes? I transferred him 3,000 yuan and was supposed to go catch a cheetah with me, but he disappeared the next day. My aunt's face was filled with hatred. I wished I could tear him to pieces right then and there. We looked at each other and simultaneously kicked the AD calcium milk drinks aside. We were all in the same boat. Ding dong. My aunt's Instagram notification went off. Comparing our phones, we discovered that Daniel Wright was using two separate Instagram accounts. He had put in the effort. Baby, did you receive the gift I gave you? I saved up for a long time to buy it for you. As soon as I saw it, I thought it was perfect for you. Can I see you tomorrow? I miss you, baby. Transfer, Instagram 00. I completely lost it at this point. He sends me Instagram yuan, hidden in a red envelope, but transfers Venmo $750 to my aunt directly. My anger burned away my reason. Whether he cheated or not was no longer important. If I didn't break his legs, my name wasn't Wong. My aunt, seeing the look on my face, asked cautiously, "What's wrong?" "What's wrong?" "That jerk sent me Venmo $7.50 in a red envelope. He's so stingy, I bought his underwear." My aunt chuckled at my reaction and gently stroked my head. "Okay, honey, don't be angry. Aunt will give you money." With that, my aunt transferred bank transfer $15,000 to me. That was almost 3 months worth of my salary. My eyes lit up as I looked at my aunt. Wah, Auntie is the best. That scumbag doesn't deserve either of us. No way, we have to find a way to get back at him. 03, my aunt's eyes darkened, and her voice turned cold. Emily Carter, I want to confirm one more time. If it's true, I'm going to take care of him. My aunt was someone who always got revenge. Before, during the new year, a relat. Eve's child broke my aunt's skincare products and stole her favorite figure. Despite everyone's attempts to dissuade her, my aunt went to their house with a knife. After the chaos, she even had the child detained for a few days. From then on, the naughty kids would run away whenever they saw my aunt. Over the years, my aunt had become too gentle, making us forget how fierce she used to be. My aunt and I slept together. My aunt had taken care of me when I was younger, but after she went abroad, we didn't have much contact. It was rare for us to sleep in the same bed like this. Late at night, as I was drifting off to sleep, I heard crying. My aunt was looking at the scumbag's Instagram and crying. To be honest, I didn't feel great either. After all, we had been dating for a year, and he had even talked about coming to my house to propose. And now this mess. Especially compared to others, the care he gave me was like giving a beggar a few scraps. It would be a lie to say that it didn't hurt. I didn't know how to comfort my aunt, so I pretended to be asleep, not wanting her to see her vulnerable side. My aunt was proud and didn't like others seeing her like that. February 14th, Valentine's Day. Daniel Wright, who said he had to work overtime, appeared at a coffee shop. My aunt, wearing flawless makeup and sunglasses, appeared before him. As soon as they met, Daniel Wright chivalrously pulled out a chair for my aunt. "Baby, happy Valentine's Day. I got you these black magic roses. They're flower languages, a gentle heart, a deep and noble soul. I thought they suited you." My aunt sat down in the chair, adopting an air of superiority. "Is that so? If you don't like them, that's okay, but I bought them with a month's worth of living expenses." My aunt sat there watching Daniel Wright holding the flowers. Daniel Wright, feeling awkward, put the flowers on the table himself and, ignoring the eyes of everyone, slightly pulled at his shirt, trying to sit on my aunt's lap. He said coyly, "Sister, did I do something wrong?" My aunt pushed his face away and asked in a low voice, "Daniel Wright, I don't like being lied to. I'll ask you honestly, are you only dating me?" Daniel Wright looked guiltily to the upper left and handed his phone to my aunt angrily. "I'm completely loyal to you, sister. I admit I liked watching pretty girls dance before, but after I had you, I never went to those places again. You didn't like me hanging out with those friends, so I broke up with them too. You can check my phone if you don't believe me. Don't you trust me at all?" I walked out of the shadows, appreciating his flustered face. She's your girlfriend, so what am I to you? My aunt, looking down, grabbed his phone and sneered before casually throwing it into the coffee. 04, my aunt said coldly. Daniel Wright, I told you, I don't like being lied to. Daniel Wright walked over, trying to put his arm around my shoulder. She's my sister, my biological sister. Don't be jealous, okay? My aunt and I were shocked. It was the first time I realized how thick-skinned Daniel Wright was. He even said shamelessly to me in a low voice, "She's crazy. She mistook me for her boyfriend. Help me out." Me? When people are speechless, they really laugh. I raised my hand and slapped him in the face, pointing at my head. Do I look like an idiot? Dating lowers your intelligence, but it doesn't turn you into an idiot. I turned around and left, feeling disgusted just looking at him. Daniel Wright reached out to grab my aunt and explain, but my aunt picked up the coffee and poured it all over him. You filthy thing, get lost. I'll calculate the expenses during our relationship to be $50,000. Return it, and I won't pursue the matter. After saying that, my aunt left decisively, leaving Daniel Wright in a mess in the wind. I sat in my aunt's Maybach, waiting for a few minutes before my aunt came out. She wasn't wearing sunglasses, and I could see her swollen eyes. I originally thought that things would end here, even though it was painful. But I didn't want a numb life. When others deceive you, you still deceive yourself. Living like that is too tiring. I blocked all of Daniel Wright's contacts. Life seemed to return to normal. I continued to catch cheaters for money until I was stabbed in the back by a client again. You bitch, who told you to hit my husband? She slapped me in the face, and my head was buzzing. I didn't realize what was happening for a moment. Taking the opportunity, she grabbed my hair, trying to slam me against the wall. I crashed into a warm chest. Before I could say thank you, I looked up and saw Daniel Wright's face. At that moment, I felt like I had swallowed a fly. Why didn't I just die? I pushed him away and walked out. Daniel Wright silently followed, holding a bottle of water in his hand to give to me. Put this on your face to reduce the swelling. Once, he used to gently trick me into trusting him, then push me into the abyss step by step. I still remember when I first started my company, and every place needed money. I was incredibly anxious. At first, I wasn't skilled and was always accidentally injured. Whenever I came home with injuries, Daniel Wright, wearing his house clothes, would hug me, use mineral water to reduce the swelling. He would hold me and draw me a picture of the future. Baby, you work too hard. Why don't you quit? I can take on more service outsourcing. It should be enough to support you. At the time, I felt sorry for Daniel Wright for working overtime every day, so I gave him all the money I had just earned. It was nominally our future fund for buying a house. If he hadn't appeared in front of me, I would have almost forgotten about it. I knocked the water bottle to the ground. Aren't you my friend? His expression changed. I continued, stop pretending, Daniel Wright, return the money for buying a house. We had agreed to save money together to buy a house and get married in City S, using Daniel Wright's card. The money was all saved in his account. I only knew to deposit money every month, but I never asked about it. I estimated that there was at least 200,000 yuan. Daniel Wright grabbed my hand, still pretending to be affectionate. I felt disgusted just looking at him. Baby, I know I was wrong. That old woman is a client. She insisted on pestering me, otherwise, she wouldn't sign the contract. I had no choice. You know, it's hard to find a job now. If it were just me, I would have quit a long time ago, but I still have to support you, baby. I don't want you to bear all the hardships alone. I just found it laughable. If the gift incident made me realize what kind of man he was, then his hypocritical deception now made me feel alienated. I was very glad that he still didn't know that the old woman he was talking about was my aunt. Ignoring the eyes of the people around him, Daniel Wright knelt with a thud, tightly grabbing my pants. This scene instantly attracted the attention of the people around him. "I'm sorry. I can't not look for you, and I can't not love you, and I can't not bother you. I've thought a lot about it during this time. I made a mistake before. Please give me a chance to love you properly." It must be said that Daniel Wright's face was very attractive. A handsome guy, almost 6 feet 3 inches tall, wearing a suit and kneeling on the ground, with a shattered expression of apology, quickly attracted some enthusiastic onlookers. "Young lady, you should forgive him." Yeah, if I had this kind of boyfriend, I would hit myself if I made a mistake. At the same time, my phone received a message from my aunt. A picture of a rose, with the caption, "That scumbag is harassing me again," and screenshots of Daniel Wright's text message records. "That was just a misunderstanding. She's my ex-girlfriend. After we broke up, she always pestered me. Because I gave her money generously, she wanted to get another ass from me. She took off her clothes to seduce me, but I left. You can see. Sister, I've decided to be with you from now on. How could I cheat? You can't give me a chance to explain. Can I see you one more time? You sentenced me to death. You should at least give me a chance to explain." 05, heh. I raised my hand and slapped him in the face. "Return the money, or don't force me to sue you." After saying that, I walked away, pretending to be strong, but my heart was broken into pieces. I never thought it would turn out like this. Originally, it would have been better to break up nicely, but I have to show off, using my embarrassment to keep my aunt. Unconsciously, I walked to the bridge. I was blowing the evening breeze, trying to forget everything before. But when you want to forget someone, the happy times before become unforgettable. Ding-ling-ling. I picked up the phone, and my aunt's voice came from inside. "Did Daniel Wright harass you?" "Huh? Wait, why are you on the bridge?" My aunt's voice suddenly became urgent. "He's just a scumbag. Don't be silly. If you like, Aunt will give you some male models until you're satisfied." My aunt was so excited that her voice cracked. Feeling cared for, my heart warmed, and my eyebrows stretched. "I'm not going to be silly, I just want to be quiet." He came to me, knelt, and begged to get back together, and I beat him up. After saying that, seeing my aunt's expressionless face, I added, "By the way, he also said you were an old woman." Crack. My aunt's pen was broken. I've already asked my assistant to contact the lawyer and the school. There should be results soon. The results came quickly. A month later, Daniel Wright was punished at the school, and the court ordered Daniel Wright to return the money. A text message showed that there was more than 210,000 yuan in the card. Things gradually calmed down until, when I was catching a cheetah, I was scolded by the mistress. "You say I'm a mistress. What qualifications do you have to say me? At least I'm not known to be the mistress." "What?" I was slapped in the face with a confused expression. When I got back to the company, I felt that the way they looked at me was not right. They were always whispering when I turned my back. I soon knew why. My phone was being blown up. At first, I honestly answered them, but as soon as I got through, there was, "Is it fun to be a mistress? Don't you have a mother? Or I'll be your mother." Without exception, the following was such foul language, even her short video private messages were filled with it, densely packed with red dots that were all scolding her. A month after breaking up with Daniel Wright, I was cyberbullied. 06. This matter quickly became a hot search, and the entire network was scolding me for being known to be a mistress. And Daniel Wright used the excuse of blaming me for seducing him. He knew he was wrong and wanted to get my aunt's forgiveness. He borrowed the persona of a prodigal son, turning back and perfectly hiding behind the scenes. More than a year of love, a full 12 months, how didn't I realize at the time that he also had a talent for acting? I called Daniel Wright, but he didn't answer many times. I knew he was vengeful, and this was retaliation against me for ruining his marriage to a wealthy family. The first time, I posted a clarification video, but the comments were all scolding. Many rumors also came from the company's mailbox, and the customer service told me about the resignation. Emily Carter, I believe in you, but I really can't work here anymore. They just scold me, and I can still resist, but they even found my parents' phone and harass my parents every day. I have no way. Can you give me 3 days? I'll deal with it, Anne. She interrupted me directly. Emily Carter, I can hold on, my parents are old. I felt very uncomfortable. The customer service representative who received the order was my college roommate and has been following me since I started my business. The company is very small, and there are only 7 people, including me. I pretended to be strong and said, okay, then you can take good care of your uncle and aunt, and we'll make an appointment to play when I have time. After she left, tears finally couldn't be held back, and they flowed down. On this day, the people in the company resigned one after another. I became a lone commander. It turns out that I'm not as strong as I thought. Closing the doors and windows, I indulged myself in crying. The feeling of being misunderstood is uncomfortable. Sitting in the company's chair, looking at the traffic outside the window, with thousands of lights on. My finger was on my aunt's contact information, and many times, I wanted to click it. But Aunt loves face the most. The phone rang, it was my aunt's. Before I could say anything, my aunt's panicked voice came from the phone. Emily Carter, help! I'm at the Wanlu Hotel 306, Daniel Wright drugged me. Bring a few more people, ah. Beep beep beep. The phone was hung up. I called all the relatives in my family, and during this period, I also thought about calling the police, but my aunt loves face the most. Forget it, compared to her life, her face is not important. The police speed was very fast. When they broke in, Daniel Wright's shadow was gone. My aunt sat on the bed, staring blankly out the window. I closed the door, wrapped my aunt in a quilt, and gently patted her back. I comforted, it's okay, I'm here. My aunt sobbed softly, like a kitten being wronged, not even daring to cry loudly. I'm sorry, I'm late. When my aunt was little, she didn't love faces, and she would tell her grandma when she peed her pants. During that time, my grandfather passed away, and the school went on an outing. My aunt went in old shoes. She was isolated by her classmates and ridiculed for not having a father. Even a pen was taken away, and she was accused of stealing it. The teacher didn't ask why and asked my grandmother to accompany her. My grandmother told me that my aunt didn't speak for 3 days, and from then on, she became a learning machine and pushed herself very hard. When she went to a new school, she also created the persona of a wealthy family. Some people say that my aunt is weak, but I feel sorry for my aunt. Fortunately, my aunt is ambitious. She broke the family's poverty with her fists, went abroad, learned real skills, and came back. The family's small workshop became a big company. The dilapidated earthen house has also become a villa. My aunt was tired from crying and fell asleep in my arms. The next day, I had to go to make a statement. I tiptoed out of bed and wanted to go by myself, but my aunt sat up suddenly. I'll go with you. But doesn't everyone know? My aunt, with tear stains, said stubbornly like a little rabbit, just let them know. In my life, I have never been afraid of anyone. I want to see who dares to laugh at me. 07, I also learned the truth of the matter in the transcript. My aunt had just signed a contract from abroad and heard the news that I was being cyberbullied as soon as she landed. It happened that she received a text message from Daniel Wright. Taking the tape recorder, she was ready to coax him and wanted to help me turn the tables against the wind. Daniel Wright wanted to marry into a wealthy family through children, so he drugged my aunt. My aunt naturally didn't want to, and in the struggle, Daniel Wright found the tape recorder. Daniel Wright was angry. Not only did he bully my aunt, but he also blackmailed her for more than 900,000 yuan and left overnight. During the transcript, I was shaking with anger. It's hard to imagine that the usually glamorous aunt was bullied like this. At the time, why did I only know how to slap him in the face? Why didn't I break the guy's legs? After the transcript, my aunt held my hand and looked at me gently. You've suffered a lot these days, Rig. HT? Outsiders don't know, you should think of what they say as farting. My aunt pinched her nose and made a funny face that stinks, and I was so distressed that I burst into tears. My aunt was infected. Her voice trembled slightly. Okay, what are you crying for? If something happens, your aunt will help you. Take advantage of the heat to start a live broadcast to clarify. Fortunately, we are relatives, and the evidence is solid, so that kid can't run away. But then they won't know that you. My aunt took me out and said easily, I can't let the bad guys get away with it because of face. People, no matter how old they are, have to grow up. She pretended to say playfully, and it's not all bad things. With this wave of heat, I can also promote the company's products. My aunt doesn't need this kind of publicity at all. Her cosmetics are already comparable to big brands. She is still comforting me and even planning the future for me. But, Emily Carter, you can't do the business of catching mistresses anymore. After market research. At this second, I am very glad that I have such a good aunt, and I am also glad that Daniel Wright sent the wrong gift. The live broadcast was quickly set up, and my aunt was still a little nervous in front of the camera. According to my previous degree of black explosion, the live broadcast room quickly came to people. The crowd kept growing, and the barrage of insults was an eye-opener. I'd never seen so many variations. I fiddled with my phone and waved at them. Hi everyone, my name is Zhao Zhao, and I'm the mistress of Daniel Wright, as you all call me. My aunt, Sophia Mitchell, swallowed hard, took a deep breath, and said generously, you can call me Sophia Mitchell. I'm Daniel Wright's original wife. The original wife and the mistress in the same live stream instantly shot to the top of the trending searches. The live stream was flooded with people coming to watch the drama. Daniel Wright and I have been together for a year. I've been with him for 3 months. I'm Zhao Zhao's aunt. The chat exploded, OMG. Until Valentine's Day, when I received a gift from Daniel Wright, but it had my aunt's name on it. Boom! The trending searches were all about my aunt and me. The drama was so explosive that the netizens didn't believe it at first, so we pulled out one piece of evidence after another. Some insiders also came out to reveal information. It turned out that there were other victims before us. As the situation escalated, Sophia Mitchell dropped another bombshell as the live stream was about to end, looking at the seething netizens. I will have my lawyers sue everyone who cyberbullied Zhao Zhao. The internet is not above the law, and I don't like having to prove my innocence. The netizens went wild, and Sophia Mitchell smiled as she closed the live stream. Sophia Mitchell let go of my hand and smiled. Let's go eat. Okay. My phone kept ringing during the meal. I glanced at it. It was my roommate and former colleagues, some comforting me, others asking when I was coming back to work. Sophia Mitchell glanced at it, snatched my phone, and turned it off. Focus on eating. Seeing me looking worried, Sophia Mitchell added, as for those who can't share hardship, don't bother calling when you're rich. Staying friends is best. Sophia Mitchell said while putting a piece of beef on my plate. I put my phone aside and focused on eating. Ring, ring. Sophia Mitchell's phone rang, and her smiling face instantly turned serious. What's wrong? Daniel Wright has been caught, but all the money is gone. 08, huh? Daniel Wright was intercepted on a ship trying to leave the country. In a panic, he threw the money into the sea, and the salvage team is helping to retrieve it. This completely ruined my appetite. A month later, I saw Daniel Wright again in court. He stood in the defendant's seat, glaring at me angrily. Bitches, you ganged up on me. Judge, they are relatives and deliberately approached me to frame me. He was so agitated that he was spewing nonsense. Sophia Mitchell and I silently took a step back, afraid of being hit by his saliva. At this crucial moment, the lawyer naturally stepped in, and after a barrage of legal arguments, Daniel Wright was sentenced to 4 years for extortion. As he was being led away, he threatened us viciously. Just you wait until I get out. I'll see how I deal with you then. Sluts. He was still yelling, but it was just the roar of the incompetent. Sophia Mitchell and I just laughed it off. After everything was settled, Sophia Mitchell built me a shopping mall with a movie theater inside. I chose a shop to sell flowers and coffee. In my spare time, I would lie in the shop with my cat and binge-watch dramas. Life was pretty peaceful. 3 years passed in the blink of an eye when I unexpectedly received a call from a college roommate. Zhao Zhao, can you help me catch a cheetah? We hadn't been in contact for a long time, and I didn't want to get involved in messy situations. I'd had enough drama. I'm sorry. Before I could finish, my roommate said urgently, we're about to get married, but he's been MIA lately. I have no other way. He said he went to your city today. I'll send you a location. Can you just take a look? Just one look. If he's cheating, I'll give up. Her voice was trembling with tears, and it was so pitiful. Although I resented her for abandoning me back then, she was still a friend. Okay, send me the location, and I'll go take a look. I drove to the hotel, changed into a housekeeper's uniform, and went upstairs. I glanced at the room number, raised my hand, and knocked on the door. The door opened, and Daniel Wright stood in the doorway, smirking at me. Long time no see, Zhao Zhao. Do you know how I spent those 3 years inside? I turned to run, but he forcibly pulled me into the room. Inside, I saw my college roommate. Daniel Wright gave her tea. And she looked at me guiltily before leaving. I'm sorry, Zhao Zhao. I had no choice. 3 years of easy living had made me out of shape. I was no match for Daniel Wright and was tied to a chair. Surprised to see me? I put a lot of thought into getting out early to get revenge on you. Daniel Wright took my phone and called Sophia Mitchell. Get me 10 million. 09. Then he hung up and dragged me to the car. We drove to the wilderness. Daniel Wright, kidnapping and extortion will get you a severe sentence. Don't you want to start a new life? I can find you a job. I won't hold those past things against you. Daniel Wright raised his hand and slapped me. I do. Do you know what kind of abuse I suffered inside? I once longed for a good life, even dreamed of being with you. I even planned to run away with you after I cheated that old woman out of her money. But you not only exposed me, but you also slapped me in public when I begged you to come back like a dog. You forced me to do this. Daniel Wright drove until he reached a wasteland. He dug up a small box with a shovel, which contained over $90,000 that he extorted from my aunt. I looked at him, his face covered in dirt, devoid of his former youthful charm, and he was unusually gloomy. He ate plain steamed buns while giving me a boxed lunch and even some cherries, my favorite. I couldn't understand him. Daniel Wright, I'll give you one last chance. If you let me go, I'll pretend this never happened. I don't need you to tell me what to do. He stuffed a sock directly into my mouth. It reeked. I pressed the satellite locator. Half an hour later, the place was surrounded. Daniel Wright held a fruit knife to my neck, threatening me. Don't move, or I'll kill her. Bang! Daniel Wright's arm ached, and the police took the opportunity to grab me. Others surrounded Daniel Wright and arrested him. Thank you, uncle-in-law. First, tell your aunt you're safe. I sent a voice message to Sophia Mitchell. I'm fine. The plan went smoothly. We had been preparing since Daniel Wright was released early. I was carrying a locator with me. This was a setup designed for him. Daniel Wright could no longer cause me trouble. I finally didn't have to sleep with a locator anymore. Sophia Mitchell could finally have her wedding. Sophia Mitchell's boyfriend was the police officer who took her statement, an upright man who was experiencing love for the first time. At the wedding, Sophia Mitchell stood with her back to us, pretending to throw her bouquet, but after hesitating twice, she smiled and handed the bouquet directly to me. I hope Zhao Zhao can find happiness, too. I took the bouquet and smiled at Sophia Mitchell. Sophia Mitchell still tries after being hurt. I'm finally out of it, but I feel comfortable being alone for now. But some people are happy even while eating, happy with a bare face, and happy being alone. One sunny day, a man came to my apartment to order flowers, blushing as he whispered, "Hello, what kind of flowers should I give for a first date?" "Roses, elegant." 3 days later, he came again. "Roses are unlucky, it didn't work out. Can I change them?" How about sunflowers?" After that, I kept seeing him. After he tried all the flowers in my shop, his dates still weren't successful. "Boss, your shop must be unlucky." "Me? Hey, kid, what are you saying?" "No, none of your dates have worked out. Aren't you reflecting on yourself?" "There's no way it's my fault. I'm following the template." I was suddenly curious. Are there templates for dating? Huh? He took out a sword. "Whoever can pull out the sword is my true love." The sword was covered in glue. I used some glue remover, and the sword fell out. He looked at me with shining eyes, his voice especially affected. "My true love. Sister, wanna go on a date?"